Okay, really, really sorry about that. I'm going to start over. Welcome, everybody. January 10th. We're here to discuss natural healing. And what I was explaining, if you could lip read, I was explaining that basically we're here to unblock the healing that is all around us and all through us, if you will. Okay, we put in these blocks to healing, and we can take them out. This is such great information because you are now responsible for your health. You don't have to turn it over to anybody. You don't have to be mystified and overwhelmed by information and all these things, institutions, and all this kind of stuff. You can take back and your power, and you can remove the blockages to your own healing. Okay, and that's the beauty of this. It's very simple. And it all is based around a couple of basic things, and that is one, you're eating the wrong food if you're not eating fruits and raw vegetables, okay? Because those are alkalizing to the body. This is what the body's designed for. If you're eating, let's say meat and dairy and grains, these are foreign to the body. The body has a reaction to these foods, an immune reaction, a mucus reaction to them, okay? And this mucus starts gunking up your body. These foods are also acidic to the body, which causes the body to have a mucus response, again, an inflammatory response, which gunks up your lymphatic system. You have two major fluids in the body, the blood, which is your kitchen, which feeds the cells, and you have the lymphatic system, which is the body's sewer system, okay, where all your 100 trillion cells dump their toxic waste into, which are acidic. And if they're not clean, that forms more mucus, okay? So it's really about this mucus that's blocking your healing, okay? And that's it. We're just trying to eat foods that don't cause mucus and learn how to remove the mucus out of the body. I can't get much simpler than that, guys. And this is it. So it's really, really simple. So, get on a diet of. Now, why do we like fruits? Fruits are fantastic. I used to think they're just, a snack and they're too sugary and all this kind of stuff. No, this is what you're designed to eat. You got to understand the body runs on carbon, okay? And those fruit sugars, that fructose, that simple sugar is a perfect carbon for the body. The body thrives on it, okay? And then also we have the astringency in the fruit, which helps dissolve that mucus, helps thin that down so it'll flow through the body more. A lot of your immunity is in that lymphatic system. So this is the beauty of that. The fruits actually dissolve the mucus, all right? Especially the citruses. Really, really powerful at that. Fruits are packed with nutrition, packed with vitamins and minerals. They've got the flavonoids, to help, with, your immunity and vitality and all that, and youth and all those kinds of things. So they're antioxidant, if you will. All right, so that's it. I've sold the fruit. So yeah, fruits and raw vegetables, primarily the salads, the tender leafy greens, fantastic, and the herbs. So that's it. And then we use the herbs to help us. There's specific herbs that help certain parts of the body, and that's it. So we want to basically clean out that mucus in the body, and this is what we talk about. It's really easy to learn. So that's the principle of the diet. The diet is the #1 factor. Okay. So if you can clean up that diet, and while you're detoxing, go at least 80% fruit. Sometimes go 100% fruit if you really need to dig deep, okay? And that will dissolve mucus and get things flowing again. And then we learn about opening up the kidneys. The kidneys are the doorway out for lymphatic waste. So we get the kidneys filtering. We have to get the gunk out of those kidneys. A lot of our kidneys are really backed up. They're very, very inflamed, and they're full of all kinds of sediments and blockages. So we got to get those, for most people, we got to get those kidneys and the adrenals that sit on top of them working again. All right, so that's really huge. Got to get the bowels cleaned up and working again. That's a major area of elimination, and we've got to help the skin out. Our skin is the third kidney. Most of our skin, our skin is really backed up and not filtering and eliminating toxins properly. Those are the three main channels of elimination. So enough of my blabbing. That's it. We're gonna talk about the nuance of realkalizing, rehydrating, and getting the pus and mucus out of our bodies. And we're gonna say hi to Ashley is back. Okay, good. She says Happy New Year to everybody. Is glad to be here. Absolutely. We got Jeannie in the house again. Hi, Mark and everyone. Glad that we all get together tonight. Hope everyone's well. Thank you. We got two fails back. All right. Hi, Mark. It's great to be here. Have a 5-year-old son who currently suffering from eczema. What could you advise, please? Okay, so yeah, I think we talked about this last week. When you have a skin problem, right? I just said skin is the third kidney. What happens is if you're acidic in the body and you don't have those kidneys opened up, a lot of toxins go out to the skin, and now the skin gets backed up. Your son it needs to detox, needs to get his kidneys filtering, needs to get the bowels eliminating properly, and get that skin working. So how do you get the skin working? You've got to get sweating. Saunas are really good, dry skin brushing, a little bit of light exercise. The rebounding is really good. Of course, getting on the high fruit diet and getting the kidneys filtering, also getting the glands up, especially the adrenal glands. Chances are he has low adrenal function. That would be my guess on that. That goes hand in hand, really. When you have these kinds of problems, you pretty much always see weak adrenals as well as weak kidneys. Okay, so learn about basic detox. I'm going to say it once tonight because I repeated it so many times tonight. I'm going to say it once. Here's how to write your own protocol. Okay, you can write your own herbal protocol with what I'm going to tell you. Get a pencil. Okay, so the first thing we always do with an herbal protocol. Well, okay, we go on to high fruit. We know that. We get off of the cooked foods, meat, dairy, and grains, and then with the herbs, we go with kidney herbs to get those kidneys filtering. Okay, there's herbal formulas by Dr. Morse and Giovanna, but you can make your own too. Go up on those websites and just look at the list of herbs, and throw 3 or 4 of those together. You can't go too far off with that. So there are certain herbs that are really good, like uva ursi, dandelion, stinging nettles, things like that have been known to really get in there and dissolve kidney blockages. Okay. Then you want to go after the glands, especially the adrenal glands. The adrenals sit on top of the kidneys. They control the kidneys. Go after those adrenals, okay? Chances are they're weak. If your blood pressure's on that upper numbers over 120, don't use licorice root, though. Licorice root is really good for the adrenals, but you can't have high blood pressure with that, okay? Because it'll raise the blood pressure. But most of us have low blood pressure and need to raise it, okay? So you've gone after the kidneys. You've gone after the adrenals. Go after the other glands, too. The glands love the berries, the juniper berries, which are also good for the kidneys, by the way, the juniper berries, the schizandra berries. Let's see, of the glands too. Siberian ginseng is really good as well. Okay. So yeah, just look at some of those gland formulas there, and you'll see some of those herbs for that. Then go after the GI tract big time. Most of our GI tracts are really, really in bad shape because eating all this acidic food for all these years and decades, our GI tract has just been hammered. And go onto Google and look at some of the shots of people's bowels. It's just horrific. I mean, they're just blackened, and you'll have big ballooning areas, and then it squeezes down to little pencil thin areas and then back out to ballooning. You want to get those cleaned out so they can heal and get back into a good shape. Okay, so stomach and bowel herbs. Dr. Morse's GI Broom is really, really, really good. Okay, and then we want to go and use some herbs to help move that lymph. There's lymphatic herbs that really, really do a great job. Like plantain is a really good, inexpensive one. All right, so that's the big 4. Okay, kidneys, glands, GI tract, and lymph. That's the big 4, the 4 pillars. Okay, and then in the first month or 2, add in an anti-parasite herbal formula. Because parasites they can be funguses, they can be molds, they can be bad bacteria, they can be like candida and things like this, and worms, micro worms and big worms. So do a month or 2 of anti-parasite herbs, okay? Because everybody needs to do that. Many people have candida, and then do a month or 2 on liver gallbladder herbs, because the liver gallbladder is number 1, really helps with digestion, of course, and then also the liver is a major chemical factory that makes chemicals that actually bind with toxins to help you detox. Okay, and so that's it. That's the big 6. Okay, so yeah, that's how to write your own basic protocol, and then you can throw in the other things if you want. If you got some weak areas that you know about. okay? And there's many formulas for all these areas. So that's it. That's how to write a protocol right there. Real simple. Keep it simple, okay? So that's it. So I'd get your boy a detoxing. You got to be careful with little kids because you know the dosages are based on weight. So be careful with that. And I know that Dr. Morse puts it on his tincture bottles, the weight thing and all that. So that's it. Get the kid, get your son sweating in a sauna and dry skin brushing and all those kinds of things, and move the lymph, a little bit of exercise, these kinds of things. Okay, get the kidneys filtering. So that's it. And I'm just gonna from now on tonight. I'm just gonna say do the 4 pillars plus the anti-parasite and the liver gallbladder to start. Everybody could benefit from that right off the bat. AJ Dupka's here. All right. Hey, Mark, I'm back. All right. Good to see you, AJ. Yeah, so we're going to get a few no sounds here. Yeah, so Pearl Marie's in the house. Good. We got Amanda Carlson is here. Excellent. Okay, so, all right. So Tufail is from the UK. Welcome. We've got Ravi Raw Caviar. Good to see you. We have at 987, no sound. Okay, yeah, I've got Shamik. Shamik is back. Excellent. I remember Shamik. Okay, good. Yeah, we have a lot of people that have come in and out of this group here. It's great. Got Amanda Carlson is here. We've got Diane Delfino. We've got AJ. Okay, so even when you are not trying to hit a hard detox, but we are raw, should we always have kidney filtration? Yeah, you should always have those kidneys should always be filtering because you got to remember something. The body is always fighting acids because the body produces acids, okay? And even if you're a perfect eater, which I don't know too many of them, I'm not one of them either. I do okay, but I'm not perfect. And there are some, but even they're going to have to keep things filtering out because they've got you produce acids. That's cellular function. And plus, we live in a toxic world. Try to avoid toxins. It's impossible. Okay. How about when you're an athlete having lots of juicy fruit? Wouldn't this lessen filtration? So when you're an athlete having a lot of juicy fruits, would this lessen filtration? The only time an athlete would lessen filtration is if you are creating so much lactic acid from firing those muscles so much that you're hitting those kidneys with too much acid and they're blocking up a bit. But if you're eating perfect and detoxing, I don't think you would lessen filtration being an athlete. Just, if you're working out, don't work out so hard that you're kicking up acids. If you're sore the next morning, you've worked out too hard. You've made too many acids the body could not eliminate. Okay? I hope that answers you there. Let me scroll down here. Okay, so AJ is asking, can an enlarged prostate affect bowel movements? Absolutely. Absolutely. That prostate can get the size of a large baked potato and block everything. So yeah, the good news is that when you get really good filtration and you start moving lymph, the things closest to the kidneys are gonna the inflammation is gonna come out of those first. So yeah, if you're doing the herbs and detox, that prostate will go down. Okay, get the adrenal function up too, because the adrenals, of course, make antacid steroids. That's why adrenal function is so important in detoxification. We need those antacid steroids. We need to keep alkalizing. And a lot of us are really, really acidic, so we really could use the help of those adrenals and not have to purchase steroids like the prednisones and all. These are very, very heavy duty drugs in my view, and they have many, many side effects. So get the ones we make. Bring that up. Makes sense. Okay. Okay. All right. So AJ is asking, how do you safely use a sauna in your schedule when you have periods of dry fasting? I wouldn't dry fast and do a sauna. No way. No way at all. Do it in between the dry fasting. Yeah, you're going to be kicking out too many fluids. All right. So all right. So here we go. So we got Lady Gelady. I'm just calling her Lady Gelady. Happy New Year, everyone. I wish that I could hear you. Okay, so yeah, we're catching up to you. Don't worry, we got it. Quick start yelling. Hello, Mark. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the screen, you guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so Kelly Kurchina is asking, hi, Mark. Let me check the sound right now, just for fun. Hello, testing. Yeah, we're good. Okay, all right. All right, so Kelly Kurchina, hi, Mark. I need help. Yesterday, I had my last 2 amalgam fillings taken out by a holistic dentist with the proper protocol and had a crown put in, no root canals, and I was numbed up, so trying to detox from. All right, so you're trying to kick out the Novocaine. All right, so get the kidneys filtering. You could do some herbs, some lymphatic herbs, especially to get that, open up the channels of elimination, kidney filtration, the bowels. You could do an enema if your bowels aren't moving twice a day, just to help push toxins out, and sweat. You can also go locally. You can take a lymphatic formula, all right, and or any of those lymphatic herbs, and make a tea out of it, or a tincture in some water, and you can swish it in that mouth for 3 or 4 minutes at a time. That will help pull toxins, okay? And maybe massage too. Bring some movement in and bring some herbal power in, okay? And start moving that stuff out. It should clear out pretty good. I had the same thing happen, and it cleared out pretty fast for me. But everybody's in a different state of their lymphatic systems are in different state. But get that lymph moving, and that stuff will just flush right out. This is the beauty, you guys. Anything will flush out. I get so many people just begging me, to tell them that that they can flush out a virus like a herpes, and they just don't believe it. Everything flushes out. Everything that's not supposed to be in that body will be dealt with by a healthy body if it can get to it. Okay? So let's say you have a virus in you that you can't get rid of. Let's say it's a herpes virus. And it is found a nice cozy home in a stagnant pocket in your lymphatic system, all right? Or many pockets in your stagnant areas in your lymphatic system. These are the fortresses. How do you beat down the fortress wall? How does your army, which are your lymphocytes and your T cells and all these things, your natural killer cells, all these things, that army of defenses, how does it get into the castle? Right? It's got to break it down. It's got to dissolve that castle, that lymphatic wall. Okay? And that's it. That's where it's hiding. So you've got to get in there with the astringency of fruit, the power of the herbs, and the physical things that you can do to move the lymphatic system, and it will eventually get there. The castle walls will be stormed and they will be kicked out. All right. And if you can visualize that, everything can be healed. The body's perfect. You were created perfectly. It's just that we have gotten in the way. We've put in the blockages, and we can remove them. All right. That's it. It's that easy. It's so refreshing to know, isn't it? Okay. So, all right. Okay, so we're skipping ahead here. So Kelly says, talking about the teeth, that and the mercury, also have had TMJ. So far, I'm doing high fruit diet, sauna, dry skin brush, deep breathing, and these herbs, cilantro, heavy metal detoxifier, a good blood cleaner, just a great food. The dulse, okay, so that'll help, and the dulse and the kelp will help your thyroid, of course, and they're good for the glands. Okay, the chlorella, high in antioxidant. Yellow dock, good for the liver. We've got the bungleweed, and I guess you're saying psyllium. So yeah, so learn about that that the 4 pillars and the antiparasite and the liver stuff, and yeah, you're doing a lot of really good things there. The thing is with with the chlorella, the idea behind the chlorella and the spirulina is that we can get a lot of nutrition and protein through these. Okay. Dr. Morse calls them pond scum lovingly. He's not a big fan. Neither am I. They're too much protein. They're too acidic. We don't really need those. Okay, but a lot of people like them. But nutrition really isn't our problem. If you're eating fresh, well-picked fruits and vegetables, nutrition's not your problem. Your problem really is acids, okay, coming in through acidic foods or acids trapped in the body. So that's how we look at it. Nutrition's way down the line for us because once we get start clearing out, we rebalance those glands, so the glands utilize a lot of that nutrition, and then we get the GI tract cleaned up so you can absorb a lot of that nutrition. So it's really absorption and utilization that we got to work on. So yeah, some people do some really highly nutritious things if they're really blocked up just to get something through. I get that. So okay, here we go. I'm going to scroll down. Here. Yeah, okay. Okay, so Charles Gastarb is asking, is hydrogen peroxide food 35%? Is it safe? I don't know. I don't use it. I don't go for that kind of side of healing. Okay. Uh, the idea that the idea really is that as we alkalize the body, it's not from drinking alkaline waters. It's not from taking in a bunch of oxygen. I guess that's the idea behind the food grade hydrogen peroxide. I don't know. It's really about dissolving mucus, and alkalizing, get rid of those acids. So that's how I look at it. Okay. So yeah, that stuff is just more addressing other things, treatment based and things like that. But let me know why you're taking that hydrogen peroxide. Okay. Got Kelly, psyllium husk. Oh, so you're taking psyllium husk, charcoal, chlorella, kidney, adrenal gland, herbs, upper circulation, liver. Anything else I can do? Wow. You're doing a lot of stuff there. I didn't think I saw any stomach and bowel herbs. You're missing one of the four pillars. So do the four pillars. Do the antiparasites and the liver gallbladder. Psyllium husk is good. This is good for the bowels. The charcoal and the psyllium husk. Yeah, that'll mop. Psyllium husk is like a broom. It mops up everything. The charcoal absorbs a lot. That's good. Yeah, kidneys and adrenals. Okay, so you're hitting 3 out of 4 of the four pillars. Okay, you're doing upper circ to get in the brain area. That's good. Yeah, so you're doing a lot of good things there. All right, Kelly, let me scroll back up and see specifically what you were addressing. Oh, you're trying to move toxicity out of the body. I'm not sure what TMJ means. Okay. But you could also do some neurolymphatic massage. Go to my website, MarkJamesGordon.com. Learn about neurolymphatic massage. That'll help you drain the head area. Okay, that's another thing you can do. All right. Let's see. All right, so now we're back to the point where we have sound and everybody's doing a yay. Okay. All right, so we're catching up here. Okay. All right. So Amanda says the picture's clearer. Yes, great. Yeah, the color's a little funky. It's got a little yellow. I'll fix that. Okay, so everybody can hear me fine. Good. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, I started over, so you didn't miss anything. I got to do my practice run, I guess. So Mark Martin's back. Hi, Mark. I'm still eating all fruit, but when I wake up, I'm good. Then as soon as I start walking and moving around, I get leg edema in my calves for over 2 weeks. Okay, so edema is water, when you get the swollen ankles. So the first thing that I look at when I see edema is kidneys, 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 kidneys. It's actually a sign of diabetes too. So it's just kidneys. You got to unblock those kidneys. Are you getting kidney filtration? One thing you can do to help besides going on a detox with the herbs is you can get those legs up above the kidneys and you can kind of brush them back and help stimulate movement there. You can also take a little cayenne pepper and mix it with some water and kind of rub it on there. That helps circulation. Okay. And yeah, I would definitely work on circulation too. There's circulation herbs, of course. And so you got some circulation issues. You've got acidosis down there. And it's just, yeah, the kidneys are just not functioning as well as they should. So think about the kidneys big time, all right? And do those physical, get some movement going, get some stimulation, get some sweating going, open up the channels of elimination, like I said, kidneys, bowels, and skin, and get on the herbal protocol and the high fruit, and massage those legs and ankles too. That's going to help, and do the topical herbs too. And Dr. Morse has circulation herbs, and also the cayenne garlic is good for the vessels. And Dr. Christopher has got two formulas, one an internal formula, the other one is an external formula that has certain herbs that help repair blood vessels. Okay, so that'll help too. But get the lymph moving, get that lymph thinned out so it can move, and get the acids out. Okay, and get off the acid forming foods, and that edema will just go away. And also this gout is really heavy in meat eaters. Boy, that's good apple juice there, man. All right. So, Claire says, hi, Mark. Claire here from Australia. Great to see you. All right, Australia's represented. Good. Excellent. Good to have you here, Claire. Kim D, I love blueberries. I love blueberries too. That is a superfood. You want a superfood? Get some blueberries. Absolutely. One of the great fruits. Oh man. Roberto's back. Greetings, Mark. Tuning into your show as always. Peace. All right. Awesome, Roberto. Yeah, we got to do that interview with you. Okay. I got the new camera, so we're going to do that interview. We got to fail. Hey, Mark, it's great to be here. I have a 5. Okay, so we already did that. All right. So we've already got that. Celery Stalker is back, and I just skipped over you, Celery Stalker. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on one second here. Okay, here we go. So Celery Stalker, great name, love it. Hey Mark, any cool healing stories of some of your clients? Yeah, lots. Lots of people find their healing, but you got to do the work. You got to stick with it. That's the thing. But I get all kinds of thank yous all the time. And scroll through the YouTube on my videos there. You'll see. I mean, people there's all kinds of great stories. Really. Some people they start feeling much better over the first week. So yeah, it's just hard to remember specific ones, but they're all over the place, Yeah. So yeah, give me a specific topic, and I'll try to pin it down here. We've got Chad. What would you assist with someone with psoriasis? Okay, so same thing as the eczema. The same thing I told to fail. You've got to do the 4 pillars: kidneys, lymph, glands, and GI tract. A little bit of liver, gallbladder, some antiparasites, and then you've got to get sweating. The idea is that the kidneys weren't filtering enough, right? A lot of acids coming at those kidneys, a lot of toxins are not getting filtered out of the lymphatic system. The skin's the third kidney, so it helps. But then that skin gets overloaded, and then that's the trapped toxins and acids cause these skin issues. That's all it is. It's a lymphatic problem. It's lymphatic waste. It's sewage. It's sewage in the skin. That's all that is. All those skin issues, in my view, they're not diseases. They're skin. It's acidosis and toxicity. Okay, and so you got to move it. Try skin brushing, the saunas, like I said. Move that lymph. Learn how to move that lymph. It's all the same thing, really. There are skin herbs. The liver is really tied to the skin too. Really a close interaction. A lot of the liver herbs are the same as the skin herbs, by the way. So open all that up. And yeah, it's no mystery. And that's it. A lot of people, major skin issues, and they get off the cooked food, and it just goes away just by doing that. I've seen that over and over again. I've seen a lot of people with skin issues, they quit the gluten and it goes away. So gluten's really toxic to the body. It really causes a lot of inflammation in the body too, which then equals acidosis, which then equals stagnant toxic lymph. All right, so there we go. So we've got 3 Orcitas. Welcome back. I did the grape feast, a cleanse for 5 days. When I got my menstrual cycle 3 days after, I noticed it had no smell. Absolutely. When you're taking in all this pure, beautiful chemistry, you hardly have to use deodorant too, you know. And I got to tell you, it is really hard to be around meat eaters, you know, when you're clean, you know, and then people that don't have good eating habits, you can smell them a mile away. It's just hard to be in their presence. It's kind of like being in a barn with animals, you know. I hate to say it, I don't like to judge, but yeah, you really get sensitive to that. But this is such a great side effect. Yeah. I got no pain. Uh, see, acids equal pain too. Okay. So color was light pink, but it was usually heavier. I used 12 sanitary. See, we lost you there. I'll have to catch up with that. So yeah, no, for women, the periods get a lot lighter, and the pain and all that PMS and all that stuff just starts to go away as those glands rebalance. You know, and just getting those acids out of that area is just so helpful. Yeah, so this is really one of those great stories that someone was asking about stories like this. This is a small one, but it's great. Absolutely. You know, and I just talked about a video I just released about, if you're going in for surgery, get alkalized. You have a lot less pain, a lot quicker recovery too. Acids equal pain. So true. Um, so Renee, hi Renee. I was wondering about the earthing mats. So yeah, I make them. I don't know if I did a video or not on that. I should, but I've talked about it before. So the idea with the earthing is when you ground, to the earth, um, you can alkalize quicker, and it's just better, just better. We're energy bodies too. I really feel it. I should be touching my grounding pad right now. I should bring it out. I didn't tonight. But yeah, it actually has been shown you get hit with a lot of radiation, especially from these screens. So it helps negate that radiation too. So they're wonderful. Just a habit of using them. Simply what I did was I took just a piece of screen. You go to Home Depot, get a little bit of screen material. Any size will do, and just cut it. And I got an alligator clip. I got a little bit of electrical cord, and I got one of those plugs that you can take apart and wire. And I just put that single coated wire from the alligator clip into that thing, and I wired it to the bottom. You got the two prongs, and the bottom is the grounding, okay? Don't let it touch any of those upper ones. You just want the ground. Be really careful. I'm not recommending you do this, by the way. I'm telling you what I did. I wouldn't recommend doing it unless you're a qualified electrician. This is my disclaimer. Anyways, I just put it into the bottom part, the grounding part, and stuck it in the wall. And you can tape off those hot leads too. Just make sure you don't want them to touch it all. But you're just getting the ground. Every house, I think after 1972, is grounded. So you can grab that ground out of the wall socket, and now you're grounded. I've tested it with a voltmeter. Instantly, if any part of your body touches that, even your pinky touches that, you're grounded. So yeah, grounding's wonderful. David Wolf talks a lot about it. There's a lot of healing benefits to grounding. I love it. It's good, and you think clearer too. Some of my best thoughts are in the shower. The minute the water touches you from the shower, you're grounded. So I'm a big fan. Wish I did it more. Okay, so yeah, 3 Rosita says, okay, so she had a really light period. Uh, um, no pain, no smell, and 12 sanitary napkins. How could I have prevented this? Prevented it? What? Color was light pink, but usually heavier. I used 12 How could you have prevented what? Using sanitary napkins? Everything you're telling me is a good thing. You don't want to prevent that. Um, I don't know. I don't know about, yeah, I guess restate the question. You don't want to, yeah, all the things you did were the right things. I think Dr. Morse said that if you're truly alkalized, you have hardly any, just a tiny bit of spotting. That's what he was saying. So, yeah, just the lightest of the period. So, um, anyways, just keep alkalizing, keep going in that direction and see if you can't get it down to almost nothing. All right. And then for the female areas, okay, so basic detox again, 4 pillars plus 2, let's call it that. And also you can do lower circulation, You can do female reproductive formula, and also you can do the douching with Dr. Morse's Heal All Tea, or a lymphatic formula, because that actually will pull lymph. It'll help move lymph in those areas. So those are things you can do too if you're having any kind of female issue, that is any kind of tumors, cysts, and boils, fibroids. This is all lymphatic. It's all the body trying to protect itself from acids and toxins. So you want to move that out, and then it just all goes down. All that inflammation, all that stuff goes down, and that's all it is. These tumors and all this stuff. It's just the body trying to protect itself. You're acidic. You get the adrenals up too, because they make progesterone. Estrogen and testosterone are very acidic hormones. So if you have the adrenals make progesterone, and so do the ovaries. So if you get that function up, then you're making more progesterone, an antacid steroid that counters the estrogen, okay, and testosterone. So yeah, bring those adrenals up too. Get those kidneys filtering. Get those acids out of there. A lot of these female issues are really, they're all lymphatic. They're all acidosis, right? And during that monthly cycle, you're producing more estrogen. That's why everything hurts more. More acids coming at you. Okay. We got the okay. Yeah. Oh, so we got S Shada. S Shada is asking, what is good for eye pressure? Okay, so if we have pressure in the eyes, I guess it's called glaucoma. The eyes are backing up. What would cause a backup? Okay. The backup would be blood pressure, high blood pressure, or lymphatic, right? Or both. Okay. So how do we do that? How do we lower, let's take the blood. How do we lower blood pressure? Okay. We lower blood pressure by opening up the kidneys, right? That when we take our blood pressure, we have a high lower number, right? That's the kidney, that's the resting, that's the kidney function right there. So a high number means those kidneys are blocked. You start cleaning out those kidneys, you start getting the acids neutralized in the body and moving out of the body, that everything starts going down. All that inflammation starts going down. And also, as you alkalize the body, all the blood vessels start to, all that plaque starts to come out of those too, which can increase blood pressure also. Because one of the great fighters of acids is cholesterol. It's a lipid, it's a great antacid for the body. So the body produces more cholesterol when you're acidic, and that starts gunking up your arteries and blood vessels and all that. And lymphatic vessels. So you get that pressure, okay? So yeah, overall detox, upper circulation, neurolymphatic massage, ear candling, get that lymph moving, get the GI tract cleared up so the head can drain, get the kidneys filtering. You know the drill, okay? And all that pressure starts coming down. Okay, that eye pressure is up in the head, so we know we got to get ear candling. We got to move that lymph, okay? Hope that helps. You can use an eye formula like Dr. Christopher's eye formula, Dr. Morse's eye formula, which helps move lymph fluids in the actual eyeballs too. That can be a big help as well. We got Bayou Moon Bobby. Hello, Mark. Thank you for doing what you do on YouTube. You bet. If I'm lemon juice fasting, is it okay to take plasma pudding, or does it take too much energy for digestion? Okay, so I guess Gino at the Master Fast is calling it plasma pudding now. Okay, so the idea behind his psyllium husk, bentonite clay, and activated charcoal is that it is a broom and a mop for toxins in the body. Because as you're doing these detoxes, you're kicking up a lot of toxicity and acids. So his design of that is that it does not turn on digestion. Okay, so that would be okay if that's your question, because it is used on these extensive grape fasts. The master fast, you can look into that. It is used, and it does theoretically does not turn on digestion. Okay, because the idea behind that fast is that you're using all the energy for healing, okay, and not having to turn on digestion. Pearl Marie, yes, to the sauna, absolutely. Sweating is key. Major channel of elimination. And a lot of us have weak thyroid, so we're not sweating enough. And we live in cold climates. You know, we're not really designed for these cold climates either. We're a tropical species, supposed to eat tropical foods and have a tropical lifestyle. So, you know, get sweating more, right? Not an easy task in the middle of the winter time, right? Yeah. Oh, Kelly's mentioning Vitex berries. Yeah, those are Schizandra berries. Those are wonderful for the glands. Absolutely. Very, very good. Very, very good for the adrenals and the kidneys as well. Okay. So Mark Martin, my kidneys are barely filtering. Yep. And too much sauna, I get dehydrated and start cramping up. Okay. Yeah. Stay hydrated. Yeah, just because you're sweating does not mean you can't replace those fluids. So stay hydrated. And yeah, fruit juice is so hydrating, you know, really, really hydrating. But, you know, take some water, squeeze a little lemon in there. Really super hydrating. Yeah, you'll cramp up if you're dehydrated. That's one of the signs. We got Natalie. Great information. Thank you so much. You bet, Natalie. See, Tahoe's back. All right. Hi, Mark. Stella is in the house. Yeah, somebody had commented that Stella was walking and backing me. I was so oblivious to it. So that's great. Yeah, he's sleeping and Bitsy just crawled under the covers. She's going to bed. All right, it's all good. It's so nice to be here, you guys. It's really neat. It's I don't know. I feel like I'm talking to all you guys out there, even though it's just me sitting alone in my living room. It feels like there's interaction, right, at some other level. Anyway, so we got Jorge APM. Mark Martin, have you tried dry fasting? Yep, good point. Dry fasting will open up the kidneys. One of the greatest things, it's free, it's a great discipline, and it has so many, many benefits. There's a study out of USC that's saying that fasting can activate stem cells. In other words, stem cells are just cells they're just waiting around and like in the bullpen. Hey, when are you going to use me? What do you want me for? They can be programmed to be any kind of a cell. So this fasting turns on turns on stem cells to become immune cells. Major, major benefit of fasting. Mark Martin, I was doing good went on a 3-week cooked starch and grains and pizza about 2 months ago and still suffering. Yeah, you know, this is the thing, you guys. This is really, really important. That when you start to detox and you start to remove the blockages, the obstructions in the body that you put there over decades, and your parents put there, and their parents, because you got to remember, you get your mom's lymph system. That's your starting point. You got your mom's lymph system for 9 months. So if she's not doesn't understand this and do it, you start off with a deficit. Okay, so you start to remove blockages, the body starts to heal, the body now becomes a new body basically. You go through a metamorphosis, and everybody who's done this for 6 months, a year knows what I'm talking about. The body changes dramatically. You need less food. Toxins affect you a lot more. The herbs affect you a lot more. So when you went on a binge, I'm going to call it a binge. I'm not judging. Cooked starch and grains and pizza, that is going to hurt you, and it can hurt you really bad, and you're still suffering. I don't doubt it. If I did that, I don't know what would happen to me. I'd be in one of those little, machines that they drive around Walmart. I'd be in an electric cart or buggy or something. I'd freeze up. Horrible. Even when I have a little bit, I don't call it cheat food. I call it treat food. If I have a little too much, I feel it. So this detoxification, going on this proper diet for the human body and all that stuff, it will keep you, it'll keep you on the path. You might try to drift off a bit, but you'll come back because you have no choice. That's how good this is. That's the beauty. Sure, you can still taste and have little small amounts of things, but know your limits. But yeah, you hurt yourself, Mark. So now you know. That's what I believe these things are for. They're to teach you that, wait a minute, you're a lot more healed than you think you are. And, when you put in these really, really, acidic and mucus forming foods, you're not going to feel so good and you're not going to like it. You're going to want to come back. You're going to want to come back home to the real world here, to the natural world here. That's all it is. Doesn't it make sense? We're however we were created here is such a mystery and a beauty. And then everything was given to us to sustain us in a beautiful way. Maybe the Garden of Eden is really a garden that we get to eat out of, right? And then we come out of the garden and we drive down to McDonald's, and all of a sudden, that's when all the bad things start to happen. So it's crazy. But yeah, get back on the fruit. You'll right yourself. But now you know. Now you know your limitations. All right. I'll tell my story again. So I used to tell this when I first started doing these a few years back. But there was a great Eastern teacher named Paramahansa Yogananda, a little Indian guy, and he came over. He had a great gift of speaking, and he started talking about self-realization. His group is a self-realization fellowship. Really beautiful teachings, right? And so he would pack 500 people in these halls, and he would give his speech, right? Spiritual speeches. And this guy came up to him after one of the speeches and said, "Hey, I really love what you're saying. I want to join your order." And Yogananda said, "Perfect, great." He says, "But I can't." And he says, "Well, why not?" He goes, "Well, because I'm a smoker and I can't seem to kick the habit." And Yogananda says, "Hey, that's all right. Don't worry about it. Come on." He says, "Yeah, but there's more. I'm a drinker. I drink a lot of alcohol." He goes, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just come along. Listen to what we have to say and just start living the teachings, right?" And he says, "Yeah, but I'm a womanizer too. I'm out 3-4 nights a week, and I'm just not a good guy." And Yogananda said, "Don't worry about it. Just join us." And he said, "Hey, wait a minute, pal. I thought this was a really a high order here." And he says, "It is." He says, "But when you start practicing what we're doing here, you're not going to want to do those things. They will fall off naturally. They will just fall off to the wayside naturally. So you don't have to put pressure on yourselves. This stuff will fall off to the wayside, right? That's all." So I hope that clarifies things. So that's it. Just keep pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get right back on that raw food wagon. Jorge, what's your opinion on alkaline water? I don't think much of it. I really don't. True alkalinity, like I say, is down into lymphatic fluids. And you only do that by getting the kidneys filtering and taking in alkaline chemistry. Sure, the alkaline water is alkaline chemistry, but it's not going to alkalize the lymphatic system, okay? And a lot of those alkaline waters are really high up there in the 9s and all that, high 8s. So it's just too alkaline. You're kind of messing too much. Let's keep it natural, okay? Don't need it. Amanda, isn't it interesting how when I went vegan over 5 years ago, my acne on my back and chest went away immediately? Okay, so someone's asking about healing stories. Here's an immediate story right here. Acne gone immediately. I hear this all the time. But they have these young kids on all these heavy duty steroids and all this stuff for year after year after year. And then they go off it and it comes back in a fury. So this is a great story, Amanda. But then when I went on Raw just over a year ago, my acne on my face went crazy. Continued. Okay, so I got to skip over. Okay. All right. So let's see what happened here. All right. Okay, wait. So you went vegan 5 years ago. Acne on back and face and chest went away immediately. Then went back on Raw just over a year ago. My acne on my face went crazy. Okay. So I have some thoughts on that. But then I did some mono fruit fasting and hit the kidney herbs hard and finally got sediment last summer. And my skin has been so clear on my face, no topicals needed. Okay, that's what I was going to say. All right, so 5 years ago, probably your lymphatic system was a little bit healthier. Okay, so the vegan was enough to get you going. Okay, get the toxins and acids moving. All right, and then you go back on raw. Okay, now raw starts kicking up. Okay, starts kicking up some dormant toxins and acids. Okay, and now you know, sometimes you stir the pot too much, and anything that's sitting in there dormant comes to life, and you think, oh my gosh, I'm getting off the fruit, I'm allergic to fruit, I'm allergic to these herbs, I'm allergic to detox, I'm not doing this anymore, thank you very much. That's the problem. You're just stirring the pot now, and there's no doorway out. Okay, so that's the problem, but you are moving lymph. That's the beauty. Okay, so then you want a mono fruit. Mono fruit, like mono grapes, is the highest level of detoxification. And then you're hitting the kidney herbs, you're getting kidney filtration, and you're dissolving and moving lymph. Okay, and you finally got some sediment. That means when you see sediment in the urine, your urine should look like this apple juice. Okay, that's it. Does you don't want that clear apple juice like from, you know, treetop. You want this kind of apple juice. Your urine should look like that. I mean, not all the time, of course. Usually get urine looking like this when maybe I haven't eaten so perfectly, but you know, anything is good. Any speckles or anything is good. That's kidney filtration of lymphatic waste. Okay, toxins, acids. So now your skin is clear. You've got the lymphatic system moving and draining, and now you've just gotten rid of the blockages that were making your sewage back up. That's all it is. It's that simple. Thank you, Amanda. That's a beautiful story. Thank you so much. And you were dry fasting too. Dry fasting opens up kidneys super, super quick, you guys. I can't tell you enough. Can't tell you enough how great that technology is. Thank you, Hildy Larson. Thank you, Gino DeSerio, for bringing dry fasting to our attention in this community. And even Dr. Morse is singing the praises of dry fasting. It's wonderful. Pearl Marie, please tell me in detail how to work. Oh, I'm getting capitals here. How to work on getting calcium to reabsorb again. Osteoporosis. Okay. I appreciate the caps because it means you really need this, Pearl, and we're here to help you. I know Dr. Moore says saying it's the parathyroid, but how do we correct this? Okay, so your body is backed up. Your sewer's backed up. The kidneys aren't filtering. You got gooey lymphatic fluids from decades of eating acid foods. Okay, you got to. The body has to fight acid somehow. It doesn't want to burn up. Okay, it really does. Those acids will chew on everything if they're not countered. So the body counters it with a couple things. The body will counter it with, like I said, steroids from the adrenals. Okay, corticosteroids from the adrenals, antacid steroids. It will counter it with cholesterol, which I mentioned, from the liver. Okay, those are two great antacids. The third is calcium. Calcium is the #1 ingredient in Tums. It's a fantastic antacid. Okay, so now your body is pulling calcium from any place it can get it. Okay, bones got a lot of calcium. Body's going to pull calcium from the bones. It's going to pull them from the arteries. That's why people get all these artery problems. You know, these sclerosises and what's the one? Oh, help me out here. Where you get the it's like a ballooning of the artery. It's not. It's right on the tip of my tongue. But aneurysms. So you get these kinds of things from structural weakness because calcium is part of the structure of the body. Acids, the body pulls calcium to as an antacid. Okay, so how do you get the calcium to reabsorb in the bones? Okay, it's a very good question. So the parathyroid gland is the gland that utilizes calcium. Okay, so we've got to get the parathyroid strengthened so it can utilize the calcium. Chances are, if you're eating a raw diet of fruits and vegetables, you're taking in tons of calcium. So the supplementation is not the right way. And most people just take calcium, maybe a little magnesium, but their balance is way off. You want it holistically from the plants. Okay. Now, So we're getting the calcium in, we're getting the parathyroid gland up with the herbs and detoxification to get the pus and mucus out of all the glands. Now we've got the function up, okay? But detox is super important because you've got to move the acids out, or the body's still going to need to alkalize by stealing calcium. So you won't be able to put it back fast enough. So you've got to detoxify. Got to take in alkaline chemistry, and you've got to move the acids out through that kidney door, bowel door, and the skin. And you do that with the herbs, and we've talked about that. That's really it. It's that simple. Okay? And guess what happens? Those bone density scores come up. The acids come out of the body. The inflammation, the swelling, the pain, suffering, all that stuff goes away. You've removed the blockages, and now the body functions better than it probably has functioned in your entire life, even as a child, because it's a restoration. And guess what? If you haven't had kids yet, you're passing that information, right? The genetic transference happens at conception. The health of you at conception is what you pass to your offspring. Tell this to all the expectant mothers and fathers, or who are planning to have children. Get the body in shape, and now you're passing on a beautiful healed body, the information of a healed body to the next generation. This is why we just keep going down and down and down. Cancer rates are 40–50%. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Diabetes is going to be 30% here in a few decades. This is just suffering on a mass level. This is almost like a genocide. It's that bad. Yet we just go around like it's nothing, like it's normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. We can get back to the garden now. We really can. And it's just understanding this simple information. Okay? This is true healing. It really is. This is true healing. Removing blockages is true healing. Okay? It's all there. It's all around and through. It's everywhere. It's just blocked. Okay? So the first block we're doing is the mind. We're teaching. We're teaching how to unblock. So that block gets removed, and then we start removing the physical blockages. Okay? And there's spiritual blockages too, which I'm going to be talking. I'm going to have a separate show on just spiritual, because all healing ultimately is spiritual. I'm going to get in extensively on this. I've been doing a lot of work on this, and I firmly believe that. So, but in speaking physically, removing these obstructions is gigantic for all healing. Okay. Yeah. So I hope that answers you, Pearl. That's really the basis of it right there. When you clean out the bowels too, you're going to get more absorption of all the nutrition, including that calcium coming in. So it's all about that. Okay, so I hope that helps you. We got Sam Chad. I started watching your YouTube. It is amazing. What would you assist for eye pressure? I just answered that. I wonder if that was, I forget who answered that. Yeah, go see it's about 20 minutes ago, I think I talked about that. But it's lymphatic pressure and blood pressure. So it's really detoxification. As you open up the kidneys, blood pressure comes down, and lymphatic pressure comes down too. So you learn how to do this, and there's eye washes too to help that too, and upper circulation herbs. But I went extensively into that, Sam. So it is covered. I think about 20 minutes ago. Okay. We got Amanda. Mark, I'm glad you're safe up there in Ventura with all these dang mudslides. Yeah, it was crazy. I think we lost a dozen people. I mean, some people are just not catching a break. It's really sad. Yeah, and it was a short storm, very, very fast moving, but heavy storm. But yeah, we're in trouble with the hillsides because there's just no vegetation to hold that in. But thank you very much for all your prayers, you guys. Pearl Marie, and how do you heal rheumatoid arthritis specifically? I know, again, it's acidosis. So, okay, wow, I mean, it's so funny because, before I knew this information, I would look at that and go, oh, I don't know, go see a doctor. I don't know. I had fibromyalgia, which is the same darn thing. It's systemic acidosis. I don't believe in diseases. Not a medical doctor, wouldn't want to be. You know, they don't get me wrong. I mean, there's some great doctors. They do great things. They're great at repair, really wonderful at diagnosis and repair. But don't go to them for healing. You're not going to the right place. Okay. It's like you take your car to the mechanic, right? You crashed your car, you take it to the mechanic, or it gets towed there, right? And it's a mess. And you got the best mechanic in town. You went on to Yelp and you found the 5-star mechanic, right? You say, "Hey, Doc, man, I crashed my car. Can you fix it?" He goes, "Yeah, I can repair it. I got some tools. I can repair it, get it looking like new, right?" And and then you go, "Hey, uh, I crashed my car because I'm not such a good driver. Can you give me driver's lessons?" Right? No, I can't teach. That's not my job. That's not my job. I can't give you driving lessons, right? So don't go to them for that. You know, they're not going to teach this. This is not in their world. This is way outside of their world, okay? And they don't understand the lymphatic system in the way that it helps with the healing of the body. So you can't ask them to do that. You can ask them to repair damages, but you can't ask them um, uh, for the information it takes to remove the blockages I talk about and to keep the body healthy. Okay. So let's say that you have I don't know what they call cancer, which is nothing but acidosis. So they cut it out of a certain area, right? Okay, yeah, we got it. We got it. And then, but you're acidic all over the body. So we know you're acidic because that's a tumor is nothing but the body trying to encapsulate something. So you're already acidic, but you don't do anything for acidosis. In fact, if they give you the chemo for this so-called disease, then that's acids on top of acids, and that never did that doesn't do much good. Just look at the statistics. So, anyways, so yeah, they're not curative. They're just treatment based. All right. Remove the obstructions. So you've got rheumatoid arthritis, systemic acidosis. Acid is everywhere through the body. Um, you've got to get the kidneys filtering, blah, blah, blah. You know, you got to do the 4 pillars plus the 2. And then as far as for the arthritises, for these kinds of things, um, uh, you can actually do you can do some local things too. You know, there's some herbal formulas that you can put topically on some areas to help. Okay, and depending where, let's say you have some arthritis in the fingers. Okay, you can do things like you can put the hands in warm or 100-degree water for 3 or 4 3 or 4 minutes, and then you can move it to cold, as cold as you can take water for 30 seconds to go back and forth, increasing the circulation, increasing the flow. You can rub the castor oils and the cayenne pepper on the local areas. There are herbs too to help with this. Some lymphatic herbs, things like that, to help assist moving that sticky lymphatic, that acidic, sticky lymphatic fluids out of some of these tougher areas. So there are local things you can do too, but overall detoxification is the answer. Okay, and since it's systemic acidosis, anything you can do to keep the acids down, of course, taking in alkaline foods and also removing the acids out of the body through the kidneys, GI tract, and skin, and also physically moving the body, the rebounding, things like that, the dry skin brushing, the hot and cold showers, things to move the lymph physically, really, really important too. Okay. And yeah, those acids will leave the body, and they did with me. I mean, I in my mid 40s, I was really, really hurting, and I tell the story all the time. I was at Malibu, and I was getting ready to go surfing because I felt good in the cold water. My pain went down because cold is alkalizing. One of the only times I felt really good was out there surfing in the cold Pacific. And I remember I was standing with my friend, and I had my board, and I was kind of walking out slowly, and a small little wave, like a little 1-foot wave, came and knocked me back, and I couldn't get up. I was so stiff and sore. My 4 ibuprofen hadn't kicked in yet, and I had to have my friend help me up, and that's when I knew I was in trouble. And I was on the Atkins diet at the time, so that was really acidic and that protein was nailing me. So, anyways, I slowly came to this technology, and so yeah, it's just a miracle. You know, when you start alkalizing the body, it's just a miracle what happens. But there are specific things you can do, you know, locally to help that too. Okay, so I hope that helps you. Um, yeah, it sounds like it's a big question, but it's not. It's all the same. Move the lymph, alkalize. Um, we got King James Bond is back. Will oregano oil help get kidney filtration? Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge, oregano oil is not a kidney or herb that I use. So, and then your thoughts on Trafala herb? I don't use that one either. Don't even know anything about it. Maybe you can help me on that one. I'm always learning. That's what's great. But I don't. Yeah, that's not in. I use traditional herbs. You know, nothing really fancy. Just traditional herbs that are for specific areas of the body that have a proven, you know, track record of not being toxic and actually stepping up the healing. We got Lene Bishop is back. All right, I've been taking some of Dr. Morse's no glow radiation detox herbs. So those are to get the radiation out of the body with an all raw diet. Good right now. I've been having really itchy spots on my abdomen. Could this be a detox symptom? Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. You know, the thing is, though, we don't ever just go after one thing. You know, in other words, you can't just take like the radiation formula without the other formulas because you've got to move lymph. You got to get the kidneys open and all that kind of stuff and move the lymph. So that we never just do that. Like we would never just take a thyroid formula or never take a pituitary formula. We got to do the whole thing. You got to at least have that you know the four pillars at least. Okay, kidney, lymph glands, and GI tract. So yeah, along with that, yeah. So you could be kicking up something and it's just not getting out. So you know, open up the channels of elimination, get the kidneys filtering, get the bowels moving, and get that skin. Sounds like it's stuck in the skin layer, so get sweating. But yeah, make sure the lymph is moving. Okay, and there we go. Um, I just skipped over. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, hold on one second here. We got so many questions. Um, okay, I found you though. Okay, so it's about an hour and 15. I'm going to stretch you guys. I'm going to take a little break. I've told myself I got to do this every hour. And I want you guys to get up and stretch and do some deep breathing. I'm going to be back in less than a minute. Okay? Okay, here I come. We're back. All right. Hope everybody got a good stretch. I just noticed that I got bit by a flea and it's bleeding, or flea or a tick. I don't know. I just pulled something off me. I didn't know the fleas would still be around this late in the winter, but all right. So here we go. All right. So we're back here. Um, okay. So itchy spots in the abdomen. Okay. So we got that from Lene. And now we have Edgita's back. All right. Hi, Mark. I'm planning a vacation. I was wondering how I can protect myself from plane radiation. I'm not comfortable with x-rays at the airport either. Okay, fantastic question. I do not go through those x-ray machines at all. 0000. I don't care what they say. I will not go through them. Be very, very nice. Ask for a pat down. You know, most of the people have been really, really cool. There have been some people that got very annoyed and all that, but you know, just hold your ground. You'll be fine. They'll try and embarrass you a little bit, but some of them, but not a big deal. I would, yeah, you don't want any extra X-rays. Okay, and then yeah, when you're flying, they say you're getting hit by X-rays and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is that if you keep the lymphatic system clean and moving, that is your best defense against radiation, heavy metals, environmental toxins, all that. It's all about keeping that lymphatic system moving. That's the best thing you can do, okay? And don't eat airplane food, okay? Okay, so good. So we got Sam is asking, is eating fruit better than fruit juice fasting for psoriasis? Okay, two schools of thought on that. Fruit juice is one step away from its pure natural state. So in other words, if you're eating like grapes, right? If you're eating the whole grapes, it's in a holistic form in the right, you know, nothing's been changed. Okay. The idea with juicing, though, is that you're removing the fiber, so you're getting more of a concentrated energy. Some say you're also getting a more concentrated sugar, too. So Dr. Morse is a fan of whole, fresh fruit and not the juicing. And I like a combination of the both of them, a little bit of the whole and some juice. And then Gino DeSerio at Masterfast, who's had a lot of success stories over there, is a fan of pasteurized juices because he claims they open them up more energetically. Dr. Morse claims that it alters chemistry and gets out of its natural state, which I tend to agree with. So, and not everybody has to move at a really, really high level of detox. So, different schools of thought on that, but they're all good. You're getting the fruit power in there, and that's what's going to move lymph. Okay, so your choice. All right. We got Michael Hood, hair loss as a young man. Have you seen it reversed? Yeah, I've reversed it in myself. Uh, you know, I'm 61. I don't color my hair. I've never had a hair transplant. I still have my hair. I've noticed it. I've noticed it, you know, just kind of staying good. Um, uh, Maybe thickening a little bit by working on, you know, getting the acids. Acids in the scalp can really, really take your hair down. Let's say you have weak follicles from a genetic line, right? If you have a lot of acids up in the head area, those acids are going to hit those follicles, those weak follicles harder. You're going to have less hair. All right, so it is a really great thing. Dr. Morse talks all about people growing their hair back with detoxification, and he's actually made bets with people too. Yeah, I have not seen in my experience, I've not seen I've not seen it reversed on a bald person, but you know, it will get thicker, especially if that parathyroid gets better for the calcium utilization, things like that, and just getting the acids out and see what happens. Massage up there, get some lymphatic flow back up there, but move lymph all over the body, and a lot of people do report some good things. And uh, you know, the graying too is a genetic thing, weakness. But I've noticed through detox, you know, that I just don't get any grayer. I think I've reversed some of the gray too. It's pretty surprising to, you know, I thought I'd be gray by this age, but it's not happening. And the herb Hisho Wu, also known as fo tea, Hisho Wu fo tea, is a Chinese herb that's supposed to reverse the gray hair. So give that a try. Get the acids, get the lymph flowing, get the acids out of that head area. When you see hair loss, you don't want the acids trapped up in the head because it leads to a lot of problems, inflammation in the brain, the dementias, the brain fogs, neurological issues, all kinds of things. So it's a sign that you're acidic up in the head. Not good, Michael. Get that moving, okay? Upper circulation, brain and nerve herbs help. Full-blown detox. Simon, I'm regrowing mine. Great results. So here we go. Here's a testimonial right here. Simon Cornell is regrowing his. Great results. Simon, let us know what you're doing, right? I'm sure I know what you're doing. You're detoxifying. We've got Detoxify with Jag. All right. Hey, is there benefits to soaking in natural water sources for long periods of time? It depends. Watch out for the sulfur springs. You don't want all that sulfur in there. That kind of gums up the lymph system. But, it just depends on what is that natural water. But I would, look, if it's part of nature and it's not tampered with, things like that, it's probably pretty darn good. Pearl Marie, can you talk about people with chronic Lyme? It's just the same thing as fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, Lyme. It's all the same thing. Systemic acidosis. Talk about people with chronic Lyme who have been on long-term IV oral antibiotics and are afraid to stop them because of their neuro symptoms, and how to convince them that getting alkaline is key. It's really hard to convince people that really are not resonating with this information. I don't try. I just don't want to waste my time. I just provide the information, and I kind of use myself as a living example. And and the videos too. You guys talking, you guys sharing success stories like you're doing tonight. This all builds confidence in people. There's so much information out there that people are skeptical than they should be. You shouldn't listen to me. I'm just a guy on the internet. You should gather more information, more experiential knowledge, and all that. Yeah, the problem is, yeah, the the antibiotics have, I mean, what are they going to do? Antibiotics means anti-life. Are they going to do anything to really ungunk the lymph system? No, they're not. So they're stuck in the matrix of that it's a critter causing this. Okay, they're stuck in, oh well, you got it from this tick or whatever, right? And let's say that this was a tick that just bit me here, right? And it was carrying something. Okay, like I forget the name of the virus or it's a bacteria that's part of the Lyme thing. Okay, if I had a really gunked up lymph system, right, a really terrible gunked up lymph system, then whatever virus or parasite or bacteria pathogen got into me, then it would just fester in there, and it would multiply and multiply and multiply because it would have a home. There would be nothing to stop it, right? But if you have a fast moving lymph system and all those wonderful immune cells in there that know how to identify stuff that's not supposed to be there, and you have an army that is unleashed on that, it doesn't have a chance. All right? So it can't take over. And that's the idea. All right? So when you start thinking about it as an acid lymphatic mucus problem, the whole game changes. All right? So that's what you teach. Okay, I never tell anybody to come off their pharmaceuticals. I cannot tell them that. It's not, I just can't even say that. So I just talk about detoxification, cleansing, purification. You cannot receive healing. Healing will not turn on unless you're in a purified state to some degree. And that's all we're talking about is purification. Okay. Yeah. So just get steer them to the information. Be a living example, and you teach you teach the right stuff by doing the right stuff. Okay, Michael Hood, what was that directed to me, Simon? Oh, I think he was directing it to me, Michael. Okay, good. And Simon says yes. Oh, he was directing it to you. Okay, all right, sorry. Michael Hood, can I chat with you on Facebook for more details? Sure. Same name. Okay, so good. So Simon and Yeah, guys are gonna chat. Excellent. Okay, good. Let us know. Let us know how the hair goes. Okay. Roberto, Mark, I had a meeting with a woman with fibromyalgia. She got discouraged when I explained to her that she needed to go fully raw, mostly fruits. It's so sad. It's like suffering by choice. Roberto, that's such a good point. You know, we're all suffering by choice or not suffering by choice. We have free will. The divine creator, if you will, gave us free will. That's the beauty and can be used to our detriment. So yeah, everybody's not in the same position, so we have to respect their choice. Who are we to interfere? You know, they have free will to do whatever they want. It is discouraging, though. I do understand that. But remember, some of your worst critics will also come around, and they'll be some of your best, your best students, if you will. I never give up on anybody. I'm always open to teach, no matter if they've even slandered me. I have no judgment on that because I know it can sound crazy. I mean, I sound absolutely bonkers to some people. I've been at parties, in groups, and people are around me listening to me, and they're looking at me like I just came from Pluto. I'm saying, oh yeah, I don't eat any protein. I don't like protein. I don't look for protein. I don't want protein. Oh yeah, well, where do you get it? I get it from fruits. The amino acids. I go tell a monkey he's got to eat a steak. A male chimp will rip you apart, and they look at me like I'm nuts, right? Or that I thrive on sugar. I love the fruit sugar. They think you're just crazy. So it's not for everybody to embrace right away. And I had to slowly come off protein and to think I thought, oh, I'm just going to wither away. I'm going to become just this emaciated person and be all pale and gaunt and all that. No, not at all. Or I'm gonna have all this fruit and I'm gonna get diabetes and all that. No, on the contrary, fruit is fantastic for people with blood sugar issues. Just amazing. All right. All right. So could you message me at Michael Raymond Hood? It's a picture of a guy with a cat. Haha. Okay, so Simon and Michael, you've got your information shared. There we go. All right. So Renee is saying thank you, Mark. Thank you, Renee. Z Christine, I like that little smile. Thank you. Lucy Fruits is back. Hello. I love and regeneration for all. Thank you with a green heart. Excellent. Love and regeneration. We're all regenerating. We're all regenerating into this perfect body, this temple. We're cleaning the temple. Z Christine, what causes pee to have strong aroma? Usually proteins. Usually proteins and toxins, just crappy food, really. Like rotten eggs. That could be sulfur. When you get the rotten egg smell, you might be full of sulfur. A lot of antibiotic use it can cause sulfur. Could that be sulfur and or lymph? Both. But yeah, that rotten egg smell is sulfur. I've seen people tell me stories about, just really smelly pee, and seeing the orange in the stools too. See Tahoe, I feel your weekly shows are priceless, Mark. Thank you. I really learned something new each week. So do I. 2+ years and going strong. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thank you so much. All you people that have been with me. So supportive. I was really scared to do these because I didn't think anybody would listen. I thought it'd be a joke and all that. I used to be a filmmaker and I was always behind the camera. So I just said, you know what? It's not about my ego or my insecurities. I just have to do this. And I'm getting more relaxed and natural as I do this. So I thank you for being an audience that wants this information, so I can disseminate it, and I get better. I get better at teaching it too. I get simpler and simpler and simpler and more direct. So it's all good. Lori Beach Sand Angels back. Do you know anything about red light therapy? I don't. I don't. I would say that it's an isolated frequency, so it's not a holistic frequency. So I'm probably not going to like it, but I don't know much about it. But just gut instinct. It sounds too fancy and too, yeah. I just the more I learn about this, the more I realize that the complexity is really very much hidden in nature, and that's why some of the very simple things are the ones that heal. the body is just such a magnificent organism running in perfect synchronization in many, many ways. And it's just beyond our scope to even, know how that's done. All we need to know is how do we realign ourselves with nature, with the power of nature, and how do we stay in alignment with that? And that's really all we need to know. It's like surrendering back. When we get outside of our ego will, I hate to say it, and I'm not putting down the doctors, but and scientists, but a lot of them are very much driven by success, accomplishment, money, some by fame, some by power. But these are all physical things that they're motivated by, and so therefore they're going to operate at a different level than nature. So a lot of scientists think that they're better than nature. That they've got it figured out, and they're doing better. And so, yeah, when you start going down that path, that's when we get into trouble. That's when we get out of alignment. And we see that every day. We see it every day. Okay, so Pearl Marie, I have a very large bilobular kidney cyst, acidosis, I'm sure you got it. Been 95% fruits since July. 95% fruit, wow. Just had a repeat kidney ultrasound. Cyst has not changed in size. Suggestions, I'm filtering great. Okay, so here we go. You've got a bipolar. Okay, so a cyst is it's trapping toxins and acids, right? Okay, and it's very large. Okay, so you're on a high fruit diet. Okay, we have to drain this out. Okay, we have to get all the channels of elimination open. Kidneys are filtering. Wonderful. Okay, great. As long as they're filtering, that's a great sign. That's going to start coming down. You're having an alkalizing diet. Perfect. Okay. You want to be on some herbs to help lymph move too. You got to it's stuck right there. Okay. You're moving lymph over through the whole body, but you've got this pocket that's stuck. All right. Lymphatic herbs can help. Keep that GI tract cleansing. The GI tract herbs important. That's another major channel of elimination. Do enemas if you're not going twice a day. Up, like if you're on the stomach and bowel formulas, up the number till you get at least two bowel movements a day. And then sweat. You're opening up all the channels of elimination, all right? The 4 pillars, kidneys, lymph glands, and GI tract herbs, right? Go specifically on this too. I would learn about castor oil packs. Castor oil can be applied to on a pack to the outside where the kidneys are. Those lipids will get in there and soften that cyst. Okay, you're softening. Okay, that's a good thing. All right, so that's specifically what you're doing. So try those things, and see if that helps. Okay, but you got a stuck pocket there. All right, so I would think, yeah, I would do light massage. And the castor oil to help that dissolve a bit, okay? And let us know how that works for you, okay? We're all rooting for you, all right? But keep the channels open, and the 4 pillars, and go specifically into that as well, okay? Ashley, hard to feel like an islander when we're dealing with 30-degree temps and no sunshine. Yeah, you're up in Canada. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. Why don't we just all move to the tropics? Let's just go. We probably should be. I'm in Southern California, but it's cold here right now. I mean, it's in the 60s. Not cold, but it's just not sweating weather, I guess. We got Lynn Stonehawker's back. All right, hi Mark. So my hands and feet are always red. Okay, what causes redness? Right? Acidosis. All right. When I put my arms down at my sides or pick something up off the floor, my hands really hurt. And he thought, sounds like circulation issues. It really does. So the extremities are acidic, and they're not, they're not circulating properly. So again, the kidneys, move that lymph, get the channels open, 4 pillars, and try the massage in those local areas. Try the hot and cold that I talked about earlier in this video. That alternating hot and cold is really good for picking up circulation. Try the cayenne pepper, topically, and then do the herbs. You can do some circulation herbs, cayenne garlic. There's circulation formulas, and do the 4 pillars, and just think about moving the lymph. Get them upside down, get the feet upside down, brush it back, stimulate, 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 get the body moving, the rebounding, brisk walking, things like that, and you will get it. Okay? Absolutely. Yeah, check your blood pressures. You might have some high blood pressure going on. And that's kidneys. All right. Oh, wait, I think I skipped over somebody here. Oh, I did. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we got Trina. Trina Morgan. When a small patch of skin, fungus, and loss of pigmentation spreads to 1/3 of my body during 8 months of detox, does it mean the fungal beds are moving to the surface of my skin and out of my body? Wow. Wow. Let me read that again. When a small patch of skin, fungus, and loss of pigmentation spreads to 1/3 of my body during 8 months of deep detox, does it mean the fungal beds are moving to the surface of my skin and out of the body? Wow, so you're doing deep detox, you got the channels open. I hope you did some anti-parasite herbs, okay? Anti-parasite herbs will help. You can do some topical anti-parasite salves too. But yes, that would be my instinct to say the only way out is through. So again, you're stirring the pot. A lot of times these toxins, the sewage is clogged deep in the skin layers. When it starts to move, then yes, it's trying to get out. So I would say yes. You should be seeing this starting to reverse. But definitely make sure that liver's cleaned up too, for sure. Those skin herbs, those liver herbs are really tied together. They're very, very important. But yeah, it sounds like you're moving. Um, yeah, have you done any anti-parasite herbs? Let me know. But that's certainly an important part of this too. But detox. Yeah, stirring the pot. But 8 months is a long time. When did this start? Give us a timeline of when it started. Okay. Lynn, oh yeah, okay, so Peter always read. Okay, so yeah, we answered that. Okay. So Mark Martin, yes, I'm eating 1 fruit meal a day and dry fasting about 18 hours a day. That's amazing, Mark. Good for you. Okay, good. Oh yes, and that binge was 1 meal a day, but it was cooked. It was cooked SMH. I don't know what does SMH stand for. I don't know. I should know that. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, know your limitations, like Clint Eastwood said. Gotta know your limitations. We got Lone Bischoff. How long do you recommend being on the GI broom? I do a month or two at a time and then take a couple months off myself. I like to do about 4 bags a year myself. I got a lot of bowel work to do. I can still see it in my eyes, so I'm just doing working it. But yeah, I would do no more than 2 bags and then take a couple months off. I usually do a weekly 3-day detox each week where I'm fully raw and I take the GI broom and then back off a little bit to about 80% raw and on a 4-day weekend. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, all right. This sounds to me like this is kind of a maintenance program. If you're doing heavy detox, you wanna keep hammering it all week long. Some people they'll do 6 days on and 1 day off, just get a little rest. But yeah, that's really when you're doing detox. Okay, but maintenance, this is certainly okay. Lindsay Knight. So I know Dr. Moore says not to donate your kidneys. What about donating blood or plasma? Yeah, I agree with him on not donating kidneys, blood or plasma. Um, don't know about that. I don't know about that. Yeah, good question. I've donated blood before. It felt weak for, a day or so. It comes right back. Don't know. That's a good question. I never really thought about that. Maybe ask Dr. Morse, and he might mention it on a show, but I don't know what his thoughts are on that. Okay. A Rose, about 3 figs gives me the daily dose of calcium. Yeah, calcium's easy to get. It's everywhere. That's not the issue. It's the utilization. The Sheriff, Mark, you skipped my question when you're ranting on about the 5-year-old vegan question. LOL. I'm sorry. So here it is. Thoughts on organic volcano lemon juice. Organic Italian volcano lemon juice. Is that lemons that are grown on a volcano? It sounds great. It's organic and volcanic soil is wonderful. Is that what it is? If it's that, it's fantastic. All right. Oh, so Stephanie Ross is in Los Angeles. Welcome back, Steph. Hope you got some snow out there. Probably was all man-made out there in New Mexico. But welcome, Stephanie. All right. Turpentine questions for Stephanie. She's in the house. AJ Divka, if the bowels are blocked up, can it be harder to utilize the raw capsule herbs? Yeah, good point. Good point. So a lot of Dr. Moore, you can look at the formulas. Most of them are tincture based because they absorb right into the body. Okay, but the capsules are really good because they hang out in the GI tract longer, and any kind of things off the GI tract like the liver, gallbladder, and even the kidneys. So and the pancreas. So yeah, that's why we like the capsules to kind of sit in that GI tract a long time. But yeah, that is an issue there about them being absorbed. So yeah, those kinds of herbs are really good capsule and tincture together. But yeah, that's a good point. That's why I like the tinctures. But yeah, certainly the capsules for GI herbs and pancreas herbs and liver are wonderful. And then combination of tincture and capsule for the kidneys. AJ, what do you think of the blues zones? I don't know. You guys are man, you're teaching me a lot tonight. Let me know what the blues zones are. Okay, don't know. The Sheriff, what do you think of using a tanning bed in the winter up in the north? Yeah, that's that isolated radiation. Not a fan. Not a fan of that. It's a small spectrum of radiation. I know they get a bad rap, but up here in the north we kind of need the UV rays, and if we eat right, then we should be healthy. Yeah, I would rather do a sunroom like through glass to get those rays, on a sunny day. I don't know if you're not getting sun. Yeah, boy, I'd really look into it though. Maybe there's a really good UV light that you can use. But of course, nature's the best, okay? But in a sunroom through glass, if it's really cold, that'd be the second best. Buddha's brain, why do vegetables and vegetable juice slow detoxing? They're not as astringent, they're just not as mucus dissolving, and they're not as energetic. Fruit has the highest electromagnetic energy of all the foods. And so that's really an important part of healing. Okay? Yeah. Um, all right. Amanda Carlson, uh, Mark, question for a friend, former tennis pro. She's 27, been working out hard her whole life. She is now holding on to weight, retains water easily, and isn't filtering kidneys. Okay, that's probably why she's retaining all that water. See, water is another great antacid. It's putting out the fire. So, yeah, if you're acidic, you're going to retain more water. It sounds like her glands are all gunked up too. A lot of times when those adrenals start getting full of pus and mucus, they slow down. They're very, very important to metabolism as well as the thyroid, of course. So it sounds like a glandular issue and an acid issue. And the body uses actually fat and water to buffer acids, and which are not good when you're worried about your weight, right? So alkalize, alkalize, alkalize. Teach her about this. Okay. Um, Allie W. Oh, wait a minute. I think okay. All right. Okay. So we're going to continue with Amanda. So the tennis player. All right. So she's gaining weight and she's full of water. Okay. And she is currently on day 10 of a great fast. Great. She's doing the right thing. Using intermittent fasting, dry fasting. Perfect. Kidney herbs and some aspects of the master fast during the cleanse. Continued. Keeps coming across products that look similar ingredients and yet they carry warning labels that Cascara sagrada causes dependency. Cascara sagrada is a is a herb that stimulates the bowels. Dr. Morse says it's not a habit forming. That's his view on it, just so you know. Okay. So she's doing a lot of great things. She's got to do the overall detox, though. Okay. She was on a very high protein diet, as a lot of athletes are. So now she's paying the price. She's her kidneys are shut down and shutting down all her glands and the whole body. So yeah, this is very common. All right. So she's got to just alkalize, learn this technology. She sounds like she's doing the right things, just more full spectrum of those herbs, at least that four pillars, and then plus the two, the antiparasite and the liver in the beginning. And yeah, so yeah, she knows what to do, and I think you're teaching her, Amanda. So good for you. Um, okay, so Allie's asking, what's a good non-habit forming alternative to use in place of Dr. Morse's stomach and bowel? Not habit forming as far as he's concerned, and along with the GI broom too. So yeah, not in agreement with the Cascara sagrada. Okay. And yeah, so by getting on the proper diet too, you help restore bowel function too. So yeah, go on for a few months and go off for a few months, back and forth, with that. That'll help too. You don't want to become too dependent on anything. Absolutely. Okay. Um, yeah. So yeah, Dr. Morse says it's not. Cascara sagrada is not habit forming. Like other laxatives. Um, all right, so all right, so Amanda's just asking about that. Um, Motivate her to keep the workouts to a minimum during the season. We'll teach her about acidosis, how lactic acids are acids. We love our fitness, so it's hard for her to accept, but help her understand the importance of rest and recovery for healing. Yeah, so don't create a lot of acids. You do need rest to really heal. If she fixes this problem, if she gets these acids out of the body, gets everything restored, she's going to have a lot longer athletic lifespan, and lifespan in general, really. So yeah, that's a great motivator in itself, right? Um, yeah, uh, yeah, it is a long run thing. Yeah, um, I address those glandular issues. So yeah. So AJ, Asian cultures who live on rice diets free of most disease before, including animal products, seem to be quite vibrant. Unless trying to heal something big is not a whole food starch okay. Um, you know, if you're gonna do the starches, the rices, I would do, and they're not part of a detox, obviously, but the brown rices are much better than the white rices because those hit you hard with a lot of starch, a lot of sugar, the wrong kind of sugar. Um, some of those ancient grains like the quinoas and the amaranth and things like that are really a lot less acidic and mucus forming than others. The quinoa, yeah, quinoa is listed as a very low mucus forming. The problem is they do form mucus, so you got to be real careful with them. Okay, so yeah, the more the ancient grains is the way to go on those, and the whole grains and the wild rices too. I think are a much better choice if you're going to do those for long haul stuff. Okay, but the whites, yeah, white potatoes and white rice and white flour. Forget wheat flour. Just forget it. Wheat is a neurotoxin, I'm convinced. And even the whole wheats, I always think a little bit of whole wheat was fine, but I got it out, and I feel so much better. Okay, yeah, the rices tend to be pretty neutral with me, and the certainly the wild rices are fine with me, and the quinoa is fine. Okay, but not part of a detox diet, obviously. So Eslyn, welcome back. You could have a plant bath by putting herbs and plants in a large cheesecloth tea bags in the bathtub. Absolutely, you can. Yeah, that's good healing right there. Tara, hi there. Good to be back. Was interested in a grape fast as I'm trying to really dig deep. I was wondering the protocol for that. Do I just eat grapes 24/7? Well, okay, you could. I mean, a lot of people do. A lot of people they go on a mono fruit diet and they just have grapes, 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 and they seem to do very, very well. Dr. Morse says, anybody with a really, really
bad thing going on, especially neurological and the big C. These kinds of so-called diseases really respond. They need that healing of that 100% grapes. So 20 to 40 days. I did 44 on grape juice, on pasteurized grape juice. I did the master fast system. And Gino's got a whole system worked out of it. That's really powerful, and controversial with the pasteurized juice. But masterfastsystem.com, you can look into that. That's really digging deep. But you will dig deep with that grape fast, okay? And the protocol is to get on the lymphatic, the kidney, the GI tract, and the glandular herbs, and do that. We'll dry fasting, get the kidneys filtering, and you're off and running. I got videos on how to do all this stuff. So that could be your diet, and learn detoxification. Learn to use the herbs, and you'll be off and running. Allie, also, what's your take on Dr. Christopher's lower bowel? I love that formula. It's a lower bowel rebuilder oral laxative. You know what? It will get the bowels moving, and it is a bowel restoration formula. It's really good. I really like that formula. And they say there, it's like, you just take enough capsules where you're getting bowel movements and then back off. They said, I think I forget who said it, but he said, oh, that's Dr. Schultz's formula, which I think is similar. Said that some people have taken 40 a day just to get bowel movements. So some people are really backed up. But I do like Dr. Christopher's lower bowel formula. Really good. Amanda Carlson, spiritual blockages. I'm glad you addressed this. People can be as constipated in their thoughts as they are in their bowels, and maybe even more so. Fruit fasting and fitness clears all your obstructions. Yeah, good. Yeah, we just learned to remove the stuff that we put in, take responsibility, and we're doing good. We're doing good. Oh, hold on. Man, we've got a lot. We have got a lot of, I got a long way to go here, you guys. It's all right. We're going to get it done. I'm doing my good deed for the day, right? We got Buddha's Brain. Any tips on doing a fruit fast during these cold northern winters? It's too cold, brr. Yeah, that's tough, man. I guess just keep the heater up. And, I tell people, look, technically raw is 118 degrees or below. So you could make I know this isn't fruit, but you could make a smoothie. Like you could take your NutriBullet or Vitamix, you can make a smoothie out of a vegetable smoothie and just heat it to 118, and you still have a raw. It's like just a warm smoothie. But yeah, I don't know. Just press on with that. Avocados might be I don't know, feel like you're getting something more solid in the wintertime if you're starting to stick to fruit. But I don't know. Yeah, just try to stay warm, keep the heater up and all that, and just stay with it if that's what your intention is. That'd be the only tip I can give you on that. Yeah, if you're doing fruit, do some ginger tea to keep your body heat up. But yeah, just hang in there, Buddha's Brain. Jessica, how long does it take for the average person to detox and become fully healed? There's no real. Everybody's different on that one. You gotta go to you feel you're healed. Okay, it could take months, it could take years. I just tell people, just embrace this technology and never go back. Always be in some sort of a state of detoxification. Detox means that you don't have toxins. You're getting toxins out and don't have toxins. I mean, fully healed is not being toxic. So does that mean you can go back to eating toxic foods, acid forming foods, mucus forming foods? No. No. You're never really healed in the sense that you can go back to your old wicked ways. That's what healed seems to mean. It's like, oh, I can go back. I'm healed, so I can leave the doctor's office and go back to doing what I did. I supposedly was healed of the big C, and now I'm going back to eating pizzas and drinking bourbon. That's not the way I think. Amanda, haha, I like how you said I'm not a medical doctor. I wouldn't want to be. Reminds me of when I heard John Rose answer that question by saying, "No, I'm not a doctor. I haven't been formally miseducated." Haha. Yeah, it's sad. I mean, it really is. It's just, you know what it is? It's just the wrong thinking is all. I mean, come on. The biggest heart transplant center in Houston, Texas, supposedly has a McDonald's in the lobby, and the surgeons eat there. Give me a break. Renee, can I use the raw herbs and teas in place of capsules? The raw herbs and teas in place? Absolutely. Yeah, what you can do is you can take some of those herbs. Let's say you want to target the GI tract with some of those GI herbs. You can just grind those up and take those in. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The liver herbs, same thing. Those things that along the GI tract or offshoots of the GI tract are great for just grind them up a little bit, open them up, and then take them. Yeah. You don't need to capsulate them. Capsulating just to get them down. You can actually I actually take and throw half a teaspoon into my smoothies, and then just that's it. It's like taking capsules. A lot less work. Eslen, the last enemy is death. There is no death. That's the great lesson. There is no death. You're an eternal, immortal spirit. There's death in the body, but that's no big deal. You just move on. That's the great information. That's the great teaching. That's the great healing. If you believe in death, you still need more healing. But we'll get into that. Anybody who wants to join my spiritual talks, I'm going to set a date for that, so stay tuned on that. And we'll get into all that good stuff. Yeah, it's really neat. I think it ties into all this because I think what we're really doing here, you guys, if we really want to know, this is just a step. Okay, when we reach purification, right? We'll reach a state of purification of the body, which is basically a temple holding spirit, in my view. So then that spirit gets to activate itself more, and that's our next level is spirit activation. So yeah, I know it's not for everybody. Everybody wants to come along with me. We'll start exploring that path too, and it all ties in together. All right. And if we look at spirit as healing on a spiritual level, then by removing the blockages and the purification of the body, we receive that spiritual healing coming in. If we believe it is spirit, okay. And spirit is it's really stuff you can't see, right? I mean, if you only believe in things you can see, then you have a very limited life, really. Because you really think about it, most of the stuff going on you can't see. So, um, yeah. I mean, can we see the force that grew back the tail on that salamander? No, no. But what is that force? You know? Jeanette, we got Jeanette Monning. This may not be most people's concern, but I have lost over 30 pounds this last year, not intentionally, now, and I'm 22. I want to gain weight and miss my 150 body. How can I gain weight while eating fruit? Well, up the calorie count, up the high calorie fruits like avocados and dates, smoothies. You can get fat on smoothies, trust me. And then work on that GI tract so you can get more absorption of all this stuff. And get the pus and mucus out of the body so you can absorb more, and you're going to come right back up. Okay. What can you do for a lymph wrist? Very funny. A lymph wrist. Okay, so if I'm going to take you at face value here, this isn't a joke, but or it's not a lymph wrist. Okay, so if you have a lymph wrist, you got acids in the wrist. Okay, I'm not. You know what to do. It's the same thing to do with the hands. We got Simon Cornell. To regrow the hair, massage my scalp with a wooden brush for 15 minutes in the morning before I go to bed. A lot of fruit fasting or juice with a daily dry fast. It surpassed my expectations, to be honest. So you got the kidneys filtering, you're moving the acids out, and you're stimulating the flow to get the acids out. And therefore, those follicles that could not grow in an acidic environment are now in an alkaline environment and growing. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's great. Thanks, Simon. K-Slim, in one of your videos, you talk about sulfur in the eyes as if sulfur is bad. I'm a little confused. Isn't MSM sulfur? Is MSM good for you? Okay, so MSM is an inorganic sulfur. It is not good in the fact that what it's doing to us is it's actually gunking up our lymphatic system. And we see the sulfur as orange or yellow in the eyes, and that attracts funguses like Candida. Sulfur and Candida go hand in hand. So we really have to get this out of the body. I know it's been touted and all that stuff, and it does work for a while, but the blowback is horrendous. So if you're using it for sore joints, you're just going to get more sore as you get more acidic, okay? Because those funguses like Candida not only gunk up the lymphatic system, they also poop out acid poop. So it's none of it's any good. So yes, in that respect, it is bad for you. Stephanie Ross, I slept with no pillow last night after watching a video David Wolf posted. This morning, I woke up with the clearest vision I had in years. Without pillows, the video said that the lymph system is able to move more toxins, and I'm not sure how. Wow. So maybe there's more alignment with the neck. So let's say you got a pillow and you're scrunching your neck, you block the lymphatic flow. Could be. Never thought about it. Love it. I'm going to sleep without a pillow tonight. I'm going to let you guys know. Everybody sleep without a pillow. Let's get a consensus on this. Okay. Very good. Thanks, Steph. We got food, forest, permaculture. Hello, Mark James Gordon. Hello. Good to have you here. Thank you. Pearl Marie, great answer to the Lyme antibiotic question, Mark. Thank you. I'm a registered nurse and, of course, want everyone to learn the truth now. Exclamation mark. Pearl, beautiful. Dr. Morse's teachings, that is excellent. Spread it through the hospital, please. Thanks. Good. Yeah. Hey, we're all teachers. We can all teach us. It's so simple. So few people know. We got to spread out, you guys. Got to carry the message. All right. Join the crusade. Join our Salvation Army. The salvation from acidosis. Never-ending Lyme. I have Lyme. Is drinking 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide a good idea? Someone asked that question earlier. No, you got to move lymph. You got to move lymphatic fluids. Got to get the kidneys filtering, get the bowels cleaned up and moving, get the skin detoxing, go after the glands, go after get some lymphatic nerves to pull in that lymph system. Yeah, you got to get the pus and mucus out of the body. All right. Don't know what the food grade. It's about oxygen. About for the anaerobic, parasites and all that. I don't know. It's just not my thing. Maybe a little bit's okay, but I'm just more about moving that lymphatic system and the herbs. Okay. Eslen, director. Okay. Food forest permaculture. Grow a food forest to get back to nature. Absolutely. Are you doing that? Are you doing it? Let us know. That's fantastic. I would love to do that. Yeah, although I have a black thumb. My joke was I can't even make a rock garden grow. So I think that was a Woody Allen. Anyways, Scarlet Mountain Velvet. Any ideas on reversing Monsanto's seed? Oh man, they're really taking over, aren't they? Maybe it can be transmuted metaphysically, but possibly other ways are viable. Just curious on your thoughts. I don't know. It's the raising of consciousness will solve all these problems. We are at the spirit level. We're so intelligent. So yeah, a lot of countries are not as captured as us mentally. So they've kicked out Monsanto. So that's how we do it. We educate the people, we raise our consciousness, and they're out. Many countries in Europe will not allow Monsanto seeds in there at all around the world. Look it up. It's amazing. So we're way behind on that. We're so captured by the corporations here. It's ridiculous. So that's how we do it. Yeah. Pro Marie, I'm on a lot of the herbs. Fantastic. Oh, so food forest, permaculture grows lemons and limes. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I'm in lemon country here, citrus country. Ventura County is really amazing for citrus and avocados. Pro Marie, lymphatic, kidney, GI, broom, stomach, and bowels. Excellent. I'm pooping great. Beautiful. I'm in my sauna and sweating 5 times a week. So you're open to all the channels. You're doing great. I'm doing the sauna. I'm the one with the large cyst. So yeah, get on that. Get on with the castor oil. Let's see what happens there. Castor oil pack that baby. It's a little bit of massaging. Break it up a little bit. Let's see what happens. I bet that thing goes right down. Curly Fruitarian, option on dates as a staple on a raw vegan lifestyle, 80-10-10. An option on dates. If you're trying to do a high calorie, avocados are wonderful for that. Okay. Yeah. Bananas. Yeah. Um, yeah. Depends on the goal there. I'm just assuming that you wanted more calories. So there you go. Peace and joy. Good night, Food Forest. All right. Good night. Yeah. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're at 2 hours now, so I think we're probably getting towards the bottom here. If not, I'm going to take another stretch. I'm going to you guys drop off, man. That's it. That's my deal I made a long time ago, and I'm just keeping my end of the bargain here. All right, so Curly Fruitarian is asking opinion on how to lose belly fat on an 80-10-10 lifestyle. Well, losing belly fat, just a fat store. Less calories, you know, less starches, get on a good raw food diet and detox. And the thing about fat is that it's used to buffer acids, like I said, fat and water. So a lot of times when we alkalize, we lose a lot of this fat. So that's the greatest way, and just reduce the calories. I know that we had these fires, and I got real busy and all this holiday stuff. I'm up about 5 or 7 pounds. I can feel a little bit of something. All I'm going to do is just up my exercise and lessen my food, and it's going to go right off. So that's it. Your body stays within a pretty good range if you're eating properly and you're detoxed. That's been my experience. A lot of people. So, all right. So, Food Forest says drink boiled water. I don't know. Trina, and the antifungus self. I noticed the patch 6 months prior to starting the detox. So you had a patch, a skin discoloration, a fungus, and 6 months prior to doing detox, and then you started detoxing and it grew. Okay, so yeah, it's probably trying to get out of there. Antifungus salve. Okay. Trina, did you do it internal anti-parasites? Because those herbs that'll help get rid of that fungus on the inside. But keep moving the lymph and doing the anti-parasite herbs, and this thing will start to reverse. Keep that liver clean too. Ashley, the blue zones are supposed to be places in the world where people have longer life experience expectancies and are healthy while they age. Costa Rica is one. Yeah, okay, yeah. If you're around a lot of fruit and uh, it does seem that people that live out of like really toxic zones, like in higher altitudes above the smog line and things like that, seem to do better. Costa Rica has a lot of fruit and a lot of fresh air, so I'm not surprised that's one. I know that the five rivers come together in Vilcabamba, Ecuador, which is a one of these blue zones. I'm sure. So yeah, it's just they got a healthier lifestyle, less toxicity. Acids and toxins are really what attack us and lessen life expectancy in my belief. Stephanie, world's longest lived cultures, we help you live longer, better. Blue zone lessons, longevity secrets, blue zone explorations, blue zone areas where people live the longest. The Nicola region of Guanacaste is one of the 5 blue zones in Costa Rica. So Guanacaste is the peninsula over there where Tamarindo is and all that. Yeah, I've been there. Very, very lush. Not heavily populated too, so probably not a lot of toxicity, not a lot of cars driving around, all that kind of stuff. Interesting. Well, one thing to be careful about in Costa Rica here is that they use a lot of toxic pesticides. So you got to watch the fruit. You got to get organic fruit there and know it's not sprayed. Yeah, one of the heaviest areas of pesticide use. You can look that up. I was really shocked to hear that. All right, so Trina, yeah, skin fungus is spreading. Yes, I'm taking Parasite M for 8 months, okay, and also doing Dr. Morse's 14-week kids repeated antifungal self First notice the past 6 months prior to detoxing. So here you're doing everything correctly. I'm assuming you got the kidneys filtering, you've done some dry fasting, all that kind of stuff, and it's still with you. Clean that liver again, do some skin herbs, and just keep working the program, Trina. Yeah, it's probably deeply embedded in you and is trying to get out. And you're gonna get this. Spreading up my neck now, hoping it doesn't reach my face. Looks really bad and itchy. You know, if I was you, I would call Dr. Morse's office. I don't know if you've worked with a detox specialist over there. I've never dealt with this personally, so I can't really advise you other than what I feel instinctually. I feel instinctually you're going to get this, that it is being stirred up and it's going to get out of you. So just keep working the program. But I would talk to the office over there. They have dealt with this before. I've heard them talk about this. Okay, and let me know. Okay. Um, I would look at the pituitary gland too. Okay. Uh, um, have you done anything for that pituitary? Um, I can read your eyes if you want. They can do that over at Dr. Morse's clinic too. I would go after that pituitary. That might be your sticky. There's something that's sticky that's making this hang on. So my guess is that it's trying to get out. It's fungal and so you're doing the right things for that. Could be a pituitary issue and liver too. Okay, and so yeah, I would call over there and get some somebody who's really dealt with this before. Okay. All right, so head above purple haze. All right, you're back. Yo, positive vibrations to all you beautiful people. How are you, Mark? I'm doing great. Thanks for the positive vibes. I love it. Thank you. Trina, also I'm filtering and eating 80/20 fruit. Okay, good. So you're doing everything right. But there's something that's sticky. All right. It could have been just a really, really buried infestation that is trying to get out. But yeah. Um, let's talk about the liver and the pituitary. Roberto, good night, Mark. We stay in touch. Big hugs to you, Roberto. Thank you so much for hanging out. Sing easy songs. I love. Thank you. Good to have you here. I love to add herbs to my salads and smoothies. Yeah, absolutely. Stinging nettle, horsetail, dandelion, turmeric, garlic, hawthorn berry, etc. Fantastic. That's a heck of a salad there. That is a healing salad. Beautiful. Good to know. Susie Snowflakes, the truth will set us free. Absolutely. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Susie. You're always here. Thank you so much. Jeannie, yes, please include me in the spiritual talks. I'm very interested. I'll make an announcement on that. I'm just, yeah, I'm still percolating it all. How do I really do? It's all going to be healing based. It's going to be kind of a, I'm going to be doing some preaching, but it's all going to be about healing at many, many levels. Okay. Um, yeah. It's going to get deep. I've gotten into some deep, deep stuff here, so you'll be ready to go deep. Eslan, may the forest be with you. Absolutely. Kenji, the Lego Master. Cool. Cool to have you here, Kenji. Thank you. Well, we had like 80 people at one point watching. That's a record. This has been a big night. We're growing here. I don't know what I'm going to do when it gets over 100 live watching, and then I've got to answer all the questions. This might end up being a marathon session. Buddha's brain, is it true moving lymph decreases one's food sensitivities? Absolutely. Yeah, when you have a clean lymphatic system, you don't make a lot of antibodies to foods, allergic reactions. Mark, thank you for your generosity and contribution to bettering humanity. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for that acknowledgement. I really appreciate that. Well, that's it. We got it. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Beautiful, you guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Lots of great questions. Really great vibe tonight, everybody. Thank you so much. I thought really when I started doing these, I was going to be dealing with a lot of haters and all that. And it's been, God, you guys have been so good to me. I really appreciate that. Because it is, I mean, this stuff is hard to take for some people. I get it. But yeah, yeah, thank you so much. A couple last minute questions. We got Kyle Cullen. Welcome, Kyle. Hey, you mentioned turmeric. Is turmeric good for moving lymph and generating the kidneys? Turmeric is a good anti-inflammatory herb, but we don't really use it as a lymphatic herb. But it is anti-inflammatory, so I'm not against it. I love turmeric. Okay, But there are better herbs in our formulas for lymphatic detoxification. But it's certainly anti-inflammatory. Okay. Susie Snowflake, congrats on your view numbers. Love listening and learning. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's great. Um, thanks. Yeah, yeah. Sing easy songs. Love you all. Love you all too. Thank you. Buddhist Brain, Mark, you are awesome. Blessings to you and your pets. Yeah, I got to deal with this little bite here. I think it might have been a tick. I mean, what would draw blood like that, man? Trina, hang in there. Ashley's wishing Trina. Trina, hang in there. Had huge candida loads for over 3 years now, and had to deal with nasty red itchy rashes all over my body. Hang in there. Thank you, Ashley, for saying that. Yeah, sometimes this forum is just about a little bit of encouragement and pep talks, just to have you stay the path. What else is there? What else is there? Okay. Jeannie, love you. Mark, love you, Jeannie. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jeannie. You're always here. Thank you so much. You're a rock to this community. Thank you. Trina, red RE skin. Trina's saying RE skin fungus. Thanks, Mark. I have done a liver flush and skin herbs and pituitary glandular, major weakness in my eyes. Good thinking there. Now trying the hypothalamus glandular to see if that works. Good. Keep doing it, but keep staying on the detox path. But you can play with these things absolutely. Trina, also have an appointment next week at Dr. Morse's office. Absolutely. Let us know what they say, okay? Because we're all learning this too, okay? Perfect. Kyle Cullen, thanks. Yeah, my diet the past week has been strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, and watermelon. Oh, wow, that sounds great. Ashley, still happening. Trina, yeah, really appreciate your thoughts. Ashley says, thanks so much, Mark. Love everything you do. Love to you all. Love you, Ashley. Love you all. Thank you all. This is becoming a great community. Trina, might see you going to Dr. Morse's office next week too. Wow, beautiful. Okay. So everybody, remove the blockages and let the healing come in, and that's all it is. That's all we're doing. And that's it. The boss has found out. I found out Candida happens when the intestinal wall is damaged. It can, absolutely, absolutely. Or you get a fungal overgrowth by having a toxic lymph system, absolutely. And certainly the bowels are a major target of Candida. So yeah. Um, oh, so you're going down there to pick up herbs. Ashley's picking up her herbs down there. Good. Avocado tree, much common sense spoken here. Thanks, Mark. Thank you, avocado tree. Stephanie Ross, by the way, the Conscious Life Expo is coming mid-February. I want to go to that, Steph. Yep. Yeah, we saw each other there last year. Fantastic. Let's do that. Yeah, that was really, really good. The boss, and you look like the NBC football commentator. Look him up. Oh, I don't even know who that is. I don't even have a TV. God. K-Slim, I just bought some MSM from Amazon, so should I send it back? Absolutely. Also do coffee enemas. I'm not a big fan of those. They overstimulate the adrenals. Let's get those adrenals pumped up with the herbs. The caffeine just is too overstimulating. The adrenals will get lazy on you again. So little coffee's okay, but just, yeah, that's too much. Actually, clean the liver or just the colon. I was told just the colon. It never hurts to clean the liver too, okay? But yeah, just the coffee enemas they're too addicting too. All right. Stephanie says, which football commentator Flores or does Mark look like? I don't know. I don't know. John Madden. Funny stuff. Anyways, all right. I am signing out. Yeah. We'll have to get the answer to that next week on which football commentator does Mark look like. Trina says, thanks to boss. I do have intestinal issues. All right. All right. So Trina, blessings to you. You're finding your healing. You're doing all these wonderful things. You found the path. You're on the path. And Ashley's words were certainly inspiring, I hope. All right. So good night, everybody. We will see you here next week. And this was a great show. Thank you, everybody, for participating. And may all beings be freed of suffering. All right. And one last thing I got to say, this is funny. Esselyn says, "You are Batman." That's so funny. Brooke Graves, good night, Mark. Good night, Brooke. Ashley says, love to you, Mark. Thanks. Good night. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.